ado, our next inductee for the 1980s era is the owner of Girl Is Not a Four-Letter Word. And perhaps one of the best marketers for girls skateboarding and masters of self-promotion in the business, even more than me. To be honest, I really didn't know that much about her or know her that well back in the day because I was skating with the dudes, you know. But I did do some research about her, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about her. Cindy Whitehead skated vert with all the boys in the 1970s. She rode for Sims and Puma, and she created one of the first all-girl skate tours. To this day, she holds the distinction of being the only female to skate like Tony Alva with those big headphones while riding a pool or a ramp. Right? She did it. She's managed to get her skate history into the Smithsonian Museum, and she has created a board line bearing the Girl Is Not a Four-Letter Word logo, which donates a part of the proceeds to further expand girls skateboarding. She does a lot for girls skateboarding. After retiring from skateboarding at the age of 22, she really wanted to fuse her love of adventure and athletics into a job that she would love. So she ended up creating a niche for herself as a sports stylist. That's somebody who shows up at a photo shoot specifically for sports companies and stuff like that. And she, styles the clothing and the hair and the whole thing. I actually experienced this. I was doing a photo shoot with Olsen and Hosoi. Is that a dog barking back there? Is that Woody's dog? Dude, give that dog a bone. Anyway, I was on the shoot up at O'Shea's Pool in Malibu. I was with Olsen and Hosoi and Lance Mountain and Brad Bowman. All of a sudden, Cindy shows up. I'm like, whoa. And sure enough, she styled our whole shoot. It was for, I think it was like Men's Something magazine, and it came out, it was pretty sick. It was really cool. So anyway, she ended up as a sports stylist, and now she is considered the leading sports stylist in the world. Right? It was for Men's File magazine, that's what it was. Anyway, the article came out very cool. She's a really cool lady. She's a super sweetheart. And to finalize Cindy's induction, please welcome NorCal OG Ripper and the Lord of Lifeblood Skateboards, Mr. Bryce Kanights.
So, although I've only known Cindy personally for the past 3 years, she was one of the first female skaters that I saw, in the magazines, aside from Laura Thornhill and Kim Cespedes. And that, just seeing those girls skating in addition to the guys, I was like pretty fueled by that. I mean, my hormones are raging. I was checking out hot chicks, 13 years old. I had news pages all over the magazines that were ripped out on my bedroom walls. One of them was Laura Thornhill charging the lip at Carlsbad. The other was Kim Cespedes doing the Bertelsmann at Concrete Wave. And the third was obviously Farrah Fawcett skateboard. Sorry, Cindy. Although Cindy might have been lesser known to me at the time, I do recall her published photos with the headphones on, and that was really resonating. It's pretty cool. But I later heard that the reason she did that was to tune out the bad vibes and voices, and she just was fueled on her own stoke with the music. So she was just doing her own thing. So Cindy, she faced the male dominance in vert skating that she pursued head on, and she traveled around quite a bit. From what I saw, she went to Runway, Marina Del Rey, Torrance Super Bowl, Apple, Cherry Hill, somewhere I never went. And of course the dream skate realities of the desert pipes in Arizona. It's pretty awesome. But one thing that's pretty notable is Cindy in 2012, she made national headlines by skateboarding down the closed 405 freeway, which was when Carmageddon 2 happened. And all the news outlets were all over it, and she took to the highway. She left her house at 4:30 a.m., headed out the door with just her bail bondsman number written on her arm. Scaled the fences, evaded the police, and took her chances and made it happen, all due to her just having the drive of skateboarding in her blood. Oftentimes it's just easier to beg forgiveness than permission, and that's what we do as skateboarders, male or female. Cindy has been profiled in magazines such as ESPN, Forbes, Huffington Post, Women's Wear Daily, and she's been on numerous TV and radio shows. She's been a guest speaker and panelist at the Smithsonian Museum's InnoSkate event in DC. She's done quite a bit for girls skateboarding. And as David Hackett mentioned, she's been a big proponent of girl is not a four-letter word, so I don't really need to go there. But that's pretty awesome. I mean, skateboarding is one thing that we can really pride ourselves on, that you can come from any background, rich or poor, black or white. It's all inclusive. If you shred, you're in. So Cindy's goal overall is to give women in skateboarding and action sports the same opportunities and recognition as their male counterparts. She pursues that goal daily by interviewing and promoting female action sports on her website at girlisnotafourletterword.com. Thank you, Cindy. And Cindy's personal motto remains true to her actions. Live life balls to the wall, do epic shit, take every dare that comes your way, and you can sleep when you're dead. That said, it's a pleasure and my honor to welcome Cindy Whitehead's induction to the Skateboarding Hall of Fame this evening as an active and positive voice in women's skateboarding.